Hello guys, welcome back to Mechanics of Deformable Bodies. So in the last video lecture that I have posted, we have already discussed their axial stress. So axial stress. And axial stress is denoted by force over area. So ganito lang po kasimple yung axial stress. So in this video lecture, we would now be discussing about strain. So for strain, ano nga po ba yung strain? So suppose that we have a certain material here. Kung ito po yung material natin, and let's say that we will now apply an axial force onto it. And by axial force, siguro ang example natin ngayon is a tensile force. So tension po, ibig sabihin pahila. So if we would now be applying a certain tension here, the tendency of the member or the material is to elongate, of course. So hahaba po siyang ganito. So ganyan po yung tendency niyan. So let's suppose that this was the original length. Hahaba siya. And yung paghaba niya, so itong paghaba niyang itong length na to is now equal to delta. So delta. So ito po yung elongation natin. So elongation. So ano po yung strain? So for strain, that is denoted by the Greek letter epsilon. So epsilon or strain is equal to elongation divided by original length. So yun lang. And in some cases, no, though to be honest with you, mas na-memorize ko sa ganitong formula. So delta L over L. So yung change in length over L. So pares lang naman sila. So magkapares lang ito, pati ito. Okay, so ano pa po yung pwede pa nating ma-derive dito po sa mga equations na to. Okay, so before I would derive another equation or another formula, meron din po tayong tinatawag na Young's modulus of elasticity. So Young's modulus of elasticity. So ano po yan? So that is denoted by E. Okay. So, yung E natin is equal to stress divided by strain. And as per its definition, this is the measure of stiffness. So, kapag mas mataas po yung value nyo ng E, mas stiff po siya. Ibig sabihin, medyo mas mahirap po siyang i-deform. So, ulitin ko lang. If the Young's modulus of elasticity is very high, mas mahirap siyang i-deform. Pag maliit po yung modulus of elasticity niya, medyo mas madali siyang i-stretch. So, kunwari, kapag i-compare natin, ang Sanrio, medyo mataas yung modulus of elasticity niya. Ang rubber band na normal, medyo mas mababa yung modulus of elasticity. Okay, so yan po. And itong E na to, madalas given yan. And regardless if it is given or not. So since E is equal to stress over strain, so ilagay ko lang ulit dito. So modulus of elasticity is equal to stress over strain. So from this slide, meron tayong formula ng stress, then meron din po tayong formula ng strain. So iulit ko lang po sila dito. So this is also equal to stress, that is P over A. Tapos strain, that is equal to the elongation divided by the original length. Then simplifying this equation, magiging PL over omega A. Hindi pala omega to, delta pala. So delta A. So elongation times A. Okay, so dito na po siya. So E is now equal to PL over delta A. Pero what if, for example, delta yung hinahanap mo, then cross-multiplying, so delta is now equal to PL over AE. So nung nagre-review po ako dati, ang bigkas po dyan ng mga klase ko sa review center is PILAE. Pero madali naman i-memorize, PL over AE, and dali-dali. So yan po yung elongation. So, okay. So by the way guys, ang basis ko po for today's video lecture is the module by Sir Segundo. So ayun, this will also be posted together with this video. So ito po kay idol kong J.U. Segundo to, and ayun. Okay, so we have this points here. Meron din po tayong tinatawag na elastic limit. Meron po tayong tinatawag na yield point. Meron po tayong tinatawag na ultimate strength, rupture strength, and ayun, axial deformation. Yung axial deformation po, yan po yung dinerive natin a while ago. So as per yield point, ultimate strength, and rupture strength, ito mas maganda ata kapag i-discuss natin to sa steel or sa steel design. But in a nutshell, when we say yield point, di ba nga po yung structure po natin, let's say that this is now our structural member. Kapag hinila po natin yan, so kunwari hilain po natin yan ganyan, hahaba po yan ng hahaba. So hahaba po yan ng hahaba, and habang hindi pa po siya nasisira, nasa elastic limit pa po yan. So ito po, nasa elastic region. So elastic pa rin po siya. Pero kapag bigla na po yung mag-deform, kunwari yung magiging shape niya is maging ganito na. So kunwari bigla na siyang sumuko. Kunwari biglang nagkaroon na ng ganito sa material. Kunwari sumusuko na siya bago siya pumutok talaga. So kapag nagganito na po yung member, ang tawag po dyan, tumawag tuloy. Ang tawag na po dyan, sumuko na siya, and in English, it has already yielded. So yun na po yung yield point. So at this particular point, susuko na yan. Kaso, kahit sumuko na po yan, hindi pa rin po siya entirely susuko. Kasi kahit medyo nag-deform na siya ng ganyan, pwede mo pa rin namang hilain yan. So mahihila mo pa rin yan. But at some point, kapag nasobrahan na po yung paghila mo, that is the time na masisira na po yan. So yan. Ganyan na po yan. Tapos yung kabila, ganun na din. So kumbaga naputol na po yan. In this case, ito na po yung rupture yung tawag natin. So rupture. And ito na po yung ultimate. So talagang wala na. Dito kasi nag-yield lang siya. Nag-deform lang siya in this manner. Pero pwede mo pa rin hilain. Kaya ganon. So ito po, ultimate na po yan. Tapos pababa na po yan ng pababa hanggang naputol na. So those are the aspects of the stress-strain diagram in terms of materials. And once again, I would explain this further pagdating po natin sa steel design. Okay, so let us have our first example problem na medyo madali lang. Actually, napakadali pala. Okay, so in here, our situation is a 1.2 meter long cylindrical bar with a diameter of 0.12 meters is applied with a tensile load of 120 kilonewtons. If its modulus of elasticity is 200 gigapascal, determine its stress, elongation, and strain. So, ang hahanapin po natin dito, yung stress, B, yung elongation, and C, yung strain. Mali pala. Ito pala is delta L or delta. So, ito po, elongation. Okay, so first things first, pwede naman po tayo mauna sa A. So, for axial stress, napakadali po niyan. That is basically P over A. And if you want this in terms of megapascal, dapat po yung unit natin dito is newtons per millimeter squared. So kapag ganyan, dapat ito naka-newtons, ito naka-millimeter squared. So pag ganon, ito po naka 120 kilonewton, i-convert na po natin sa newton. So 120 times 1,000 newtons na po yan. Divided by the area. So ang section daw po natin, meron po tayong ganyan. Kasi cylindrical bar nga daw po siya. So, ito po. So, if this is a cylindrical bar, ganyan po yung mga itsura niya. So, pasensya, ang kapangit ng drawing. And if the force is applied here, then yung area po na i-consider natin is the perpendicular area with this force. So, ito pong area na to. So, meron daw po tayong diameter na 0.12 meters. And 0.12 meters, so rectang conversion na po tayo. Multiply lang po kayo ng 1,000 dyan para po maging millimeters. So, 0.12 times 1,000. So, 120 mm yan. So, diameter po yan in order for us to solve for the area, that is pi over 4 times diameter of 120 squared. So, with that, our answer is now equal to, so 120 times 1,000. So, that is now the force divided by pi. So, for a moment. Nagloloko sandali yung aking calculator. So, ito, pi over 4 times 120 squared. So, ayan. So, in this case, ang stress po natin is 10.610 megapascal. So, basic. So, kapag lumabas man to sa board exam, edi instant 1 point. So, for B, what is now the elongation? So, elongation is equal to PL over AE. So, ang P natin, so by the way, ang elongation natin or ang ang elongation natin, if we want this to be in terms of millimeters, dapat ito naka-newtons, ito naka-millimeters, ito naka-millimeter squared, tapos ito dapat naka-newtons per millimeter squared or naka-megapascal. So, ganyan po dapat. So, unit analysis lang, no? So, kung ayaw nyo po maniwala, i-check nyo pong mabuti. Mag-unit analysis po kayo. So, this now equal to, so what is the value for P? So, yung P natin, ulitin ko lang, dapat po naka-newtons, and since 120 po yan, kilonewtons po yan, 120,000 po yan. Newtons. Times the length. So, gaano po kahaba yung member natin? So, it is indicated in the problem that this is equal to 1.2 meters. And if you would be converting that into millimeters, 1,200 mm. So, divided by yung area po natin na pi over 4 times 120 squared times E. So, yung E po natin is in terms of gigapascal. So, 200 gigapascal. So, gaano kadami po bang megapascal sa isang gigapascal? So, sabi po dito, 200 GPa yan. So, convert po natin to into megapascal. So, kapag ganun, lagay po tayo ng gigapascal sa baba. Then, megapascal sa ibabaw para mag-cancel out po to. And for every 1 gigapascal, meron po tayong 1,000 megapascal. And with such, this is now equal to 200,000. So, balik po tayo dito. Times 200,000. So, dito po, 120,000 times 1,200 divided by pi over 4 times 120 squared times 200,000. So, ang answer po natin dito is 0.0637. So, ano pong unit niyan? Millimeters. So, ang liit po ng deformation, hindi pa umabot ng 1 mm. So, that is the deformation for this member. Okay, so what about for the strain? So, ano po yung strain? Diba strain? Sabi po natin that is deformation divided by the original length. So, ibig sabihin, 0.0637 mm divided by the original length of 1,200 mm. So, pag ganyan, divide lang po natin to ng 1,200. Eh di, yun. Napakaliit na po. So, 0.00005 o kaya 5.3 times 10 raised to negative 5. So, napakaliit ng strain. Bakit ganon? Kasi medyo malaki yung diameter natin. And medyo matibay po. So, stiff po yung member natin kasi 200 gigapascal. Napakalaking value po niyan. Okay, so that is for the first problem. So, for our next problem here, so situation, meron daw po tayong rigid bar. So, the rigid bar AB is attached to 2 vertical rods as shown. So, this is the rigid bar. So, ibig sabihin, hindi po yan nagde-deform. However, it is connected to this bar here or this rod here and this rod here, and they are now deformable kasi meron na pong given na modulus of elasticity. Okay, so determine the elongation of aluminum if P is equal to 70 kilonewtons. So, ang gagawin po natin dito is, yun, isa-solve po natin elongation, and elongation is once again equal to PL over AE. So, ganyan. And in this problem here, meron na pong naka-highlight na mga answers. So, this is answer for 1, 2, and 3. So, ito po kasi nanggaling na po sa module ni Sir Segundo. And according to Sir Jeyus, ito na daw po yung mga answers, and I will be answering this. And to be honest with you, this is my first time seeing this problem. Okay, so kapag ganyan po, hanapin daw natin yung elongation ng aluminum. And if we are now to create the free body diagram of this, ang mangyayari po dyan, if this is now the rod, meron po tayong force sa A. So, meron po tayong tension dito. Meron din po tayong support dito sa steel. And meron daw po tayong force P na nandito. So ito, rinirite ko lang siya dito. And let's say that this is now the P of aluminum. This is now the P of steel. And this is now the given P. So ito po yung given P in this case. So kapag daw yung P is equal to 70 kilonewtons, so kunwari 70 kilonewtons yan. Ano daw po yung P ng aluminum? Kasi aluminum naman po yung hinahanap. So ang gawin ko po, magmo-moment na lang po ako dito sa steel. Let's say that this is now point A and this is now point B, just for pretend. So summation of moment at B, para lang po makuha natin yung AL, is equal to 0. Kayo po bahala kung anong direction gusto nyo. Kunwari clockwise positive. So with this, so P ng aluminum times the lever arm, magmo-moment nga tayo. So times the lever arm, ano po yung lever arm? That is 3 meters plus 4.5. So that is 7.5 meters. So next, so ito na po yung aluminum. And since clockwise direction po yan, positive, meron din po tayong P. So ngayon, since this P here has a tendency to rotate B in a counterclockwise direction, so dapat negative na po yan. So negative P, that is 70 kilonewtons. Times lever arm off. So, gano po ba kalayo yan? That is 3 meters according to the problem. So, times 3 meters. So, this is now equal to 0. So, solving for PAL. So, PAL is now equal to. So, kayo na po bala paano i-solve yan. So, 70 times 3 divided by 7.5 lang yan. So, this is now equal to 28. Take note, kilonewtons po yung maging answer dyan. Okay. So, ang tanong po is elongation. Ulitin ko lang po, elongation is equal to PLAE. So, PL over AE. So, PL over AE. So, P is now equal to, so, since aluminum po to, pang-aluminum po itong lahat, so, PAL po yung gagamitin. So, that is 28 kilonewtons. But take note guys, naka-kilonewtons siya. And if in our problem, gusto po natin yung naka-mm, so, puro mm po kasi yung choices, dapat yung P po natin naka-newtons, tapos ito naka-mm, ito naka-mm raised to 4, I mean mm raised to 2, then itong E dapat naka-newtons per millimeter squared or megapascal. So ito 28, so 28 kilonewtons, convert na agad natin sa newtons, so 28,000 newtons yan. Times L, ano po yung length ng aluminum natin? So that is 3.5 meters. So 3,500 mm. Divided by the area, given din po yan, that is 320 millimeter squared. Times the modulus of elasticity of 70 gigapascal. And gusto po natin naka-megapascal yan. So, convert nyo na lang po. Pero pag 70 gigapascal, automatic po yun 70,000 megapascal. So, solving for this one here, we would now arrive at an answer of, so 2,800 divided by 3,500 divided by 320 divided by 70. 1, 2, 3. So 70,000. So our answer here is now equal to 0.4375. Teka, parang may mali. So meron nga mali tayo dito. Nagkulang ako ng 0 dito. So 28,000, 2,800. So dito, ang answer natin is 4.375 mm, I should say. So apologies. So yan, 4.375. So, ayun, yun po yung answer. Okay, so next, ano daw po yung elongation ng steel? If P is now equal to 90 kilonewtons, so ito, delete ko na po ito. Kasi magbabago na po tayo ng solution. 90 kilonewtons na daw po ito. So, 90 kilonewtons. Okay, so, anong tanong? So, elongation of steel. So, this time, we would now be getting PST. So, kapag ganon, mag-summation of moment. About B po tayo, or A, I should say, is equal to 0. Then, clockwise positive na lang, kayo bahala. And with that, so meron tayong steel. So, since counterclockwise itong steel natin, negative PST times the lever arm of 7.5, so 4.5 times 3. So, 7.5. Then plus, ito naka-clockwise to. So plus 90 times lever arm of 4.5. So wala na pong iba. So with that, PST is now equal to, so kayo na po bahala kung mag-shift solve pa kayo or what. Pero 90 times 4.5 divided by 7.5 lang yan. So we now have an answer of 54 kilonewtons. So since deflection or deformation po yung hanap natin, this is once again equal to PL over AE. Pero malamang if steel to, dapat lahat to pang steel. So ganon. So what is the P? P ng steel, that is 54,000 newtons times length. Ano po yung length natin? That is 4,500 mm. So ito po, 4.5 meters. So 4,500 mm divided by A. So the area here is equal to 510 millimeters squared. So given po to sa problem. And ang E daw po niya is 200 gigapascal. So times 200. Pero naka-gigapascal yan. Convert na po natin sa megapascal. Okay, so with that, the deformation of steel is now equal to 54,000 times 4,500 divided by 510 divided by 200,000. So answer here is now equal to 2.382. So 2.382 mm. So ito siya. So 2.382 mm. Okay, so for number 3, determine the vertical movement of the load if P is equal to 90 kilonewton. So ano daw po yung vertical movement at this particular portion? Okay, so in here, di ba meron nga po tayong rod na nandito. Tas rod din na nandito. Then meron daw tayong body dito. So ngayon, if we would be having a certain load here, yung tendency nga, hahaba po ito, tapos hahaba din ito. So, maaring hindi sila pantay. So, hindi ko po sigurado kung ano po yung mas magde-deform dyan. Baka aluminum, so hula ko lang. So, kapag ganun po, ang tendency is hahaba po ito. So, magiging ganito siya. Tapos, hahaba din itong isa, siguro ganito lang. So, hindi ko po sigurado, no? I-check na lang natin mamaya. So, pag ganyan, kunwari, hahaba siya ng ganyan. Then, yung magiging beam na natin is magiging ganito. So, if this was the original level, so kung ito man po yung original natin na beam, ito po, itong part na to, this is the deflection ng aluminum. Ito naman po is the deflection of steel. So, ang hinahanap po is yung deflection na nandito sa part na to. So, if nandito po yung, ang tawag dito, if nandito po yung ating P, ang hinahanap po na deflection is ito daw po. Ano daw po yung deflection na nandyan? Okay, so ang approach po natin dito, we would be solving for the deformation of the steel, the deformation of the aluminum, then by similar triangles or by trigonometry, pwede na po natin masolve to. So, pwede pong by ratio and proportion. So, ito po long cut method. But for our approach here, pwede po tayong mag-mode 3-2. Teka, mode 3-2 pa rin ba yung tawag dito? Check ko nga. Mode. Yeah, tama. Mode 3-2. So, mag-mode 3-2 po tayo mamaya. Anyway, so, ulitin ko lang. Kailangan po muna natin makuha itong deflection ng aluminum pati deflection ng steel. But for the deflection of steel, we have already solved for it, and that is 2.382. So ito, 2.382 mm. So what about for aluminum? Kung nagtataka kayo, di ba na-solve na natin yan kanina? Hindi pa, actually. Kasi yung na-solve natin kaninang deformation or elongation ng aluminum, that is P is equal to 70 kilonewtons. Pero, ang P nga na dapat natin is 90 kilonewtons. Okay, so i-solve din po natin yung PL over AE ng aluminum. But with that, guys, kailangan po muna natin ma-solve ano yung PAL. So, pwedeng mag-moment pa rin kayo dito or summation forces vertical na lang. So, whichever the case may be, you should arrive at the same answer. So, for the summation of forces vertical equal to 0, upwards positive, ito po yung gagamitin natin. So, PAL, positive yan kasi pataas, plus PST minus P is equal to 0. So ayan, pataas yung PEL pati PST, pababa yung P. So substituting known values. So for PAL, we do not know this actually. So for PST, this is 54 kilonewtons. And for P, this is 90 kilonewtons. So I'm just substituting all known values. So with that, PAL is now equal to, so i-transpose ito sa kabila, magiging positive to, magiging negative to. And this is now equal to 90 minus 54. So, oops, 543 tuloy. So you would be arriving at an answer of 36 kilonewtons. And for the deformation of the aluminum, this is now equal to PL over AE. So PL over AE pa din yan. And this is now equal to, napahaba. So P natin, that is 36,000. Times length. Ano po yung length natin na? For aluminum, 3,500. So 3,500 divided by A. So the area of aluminum is 320. Tapos yung modulus of elasticity niya is 70. So 320 mm squared. Tapos 70 megapascal or 70,000 megapascal. So pag ganyan, ang strain na natin, ay strain tuloy, ang elongation na natin dyan is equal to, oops, sorry, balik muna tayo ng mode 1. So 3,600. I mean, 36,000. Bakit 3,600 lang to? So 36,000 dapat to, guys. So urong ko lang dito. So 36,000 times 3,500 divided by 320 times 70,000. So ang deflection po natin dito is 5.625 mm. Okay, so going here, so this is now 5.625 mm. So ito yung part na to. Yung 2.382, ito. So pwede po kayo mag-ratio and proportion, pero mag-calculator technique na lang po tayo. Ang gagawin po natin sa mode 3 to, gagawa po tayo ng table. Sa table na to, ito yung X, ito yung Y. So ilalagay po natin yung X and Y coordinates nito. So of the first part, dito, if this is X and this is Y. So ngayon, doon sa X natin, sa part na to, ng X coordinate niya is 0. So dito, kunwari 0 yan. Tapos since meron po tayo ditong haba na 4.5, tapos meron po tayong haba na 3, tawag dito, ito 7.5. So this is yung X coordinate nito is 4.5 and yung X coordinate natin dito is 7.5. Okay, so ang maging approach po kasi talaga dyan, ganito. So dito, yung X natin dito, so ito yung hinahanap natin kung ano yung deflection dito. So yung deflection dito, that is equal to, yung deflection dito makukuha natin siya if alam natin yung X coordinate na nandyan. Since 4.5 nga ito, tapos ito 3. Ibig sabihin at the last part, 7.5 yan. Tapos dito naman sa Y, ilalagay natin yung mga deflection or elongation. So dito sa una, ito siya, that is 5.625. So 5.625. Tapos dito sa pangalawa or sa last part, that is 2.382. So ito po yung sinasolve natin. So pwede po kayong mag-interpolate, no? Interpolation yan. And by making use of our calculator, pwede po tayong mag-interpolate sa mode 3 to. So mode 3 and 2. So ito po yung table na to lalabas. But take note guys, hindi po natin i-input to. Kasi hindi naman natin alam ito. So in order for us to solve for this, the deflection is equal to y carat kapag x is 4.5. So 4.5 y carat. So ang implication nito, ipapakita niya kung ano yung value ng y if yung x mo is 4.5. So ganun po yung calculator natin. So ang gagawin ko lang po, ulitin ko lang, hindi po natin include to kasi hindi nga natin alam tong value na to. So lalay ko sa una, that is 0. Tapos 7.5. Tapos dun sa y naman, that is 5.625. Tapos 2.382. So pag mag-interpolation kayo ngayon, so close ko na yan. So ilalagay ko lang po ito. So that is equal to, so 4.5. So what about for carat? Paano po palabasin to or y carat? So pupunta po kayo sa apps. So pindutin po natin yung apps. Tapos punta po tayo sa reg. That is number 8. Tapos yun po. 5. That is yung y carat. So 5. So pagka equal sign, ito na po 3.6 tag dito, 3.6792. So ibig sabihin yung sagot po natin dito, that is equal to 3.6792. So pwede din po kayo mag-manual interpolation, ito din po yung lalabas. So 3.6792. So yun po yung answer dito sa part na to. So there. Okay, so for our next problem here, so this problem is a very common problem in strength of material. So iba-iba lang siguro po yung forces, pero yung approach, well, dapat alam nyo to. Okay, so in this one, a composite bar consists of an aluminum section rigidly fastened between a bronze section and a steel section. Axial loads are applied at the positions indicated. Determine the stress in each section. So ito po, ngayon, yung mismong sections natin or yung composite bar natin, then we have these forces here. Okay, so in statics of rigid bodies, if you can remember their method of sections, so parang ganon din po yung mismo maging approach natin. So method of sections. So madami, no? Madaming tawag dito ways in solving for this, pero yung method of sections po yung pinakamabilis para dito. Okay, so di ba sa method of sections, kapag naghahati po tayo, so suppose that we have a certain truss. Kunwari, ito yung truss natin. Boom, kapangit. Yan na lang kunwari. Kunwari, yan po yung truss natin. Medyo tabingi lang, pero it doesn't matter. So kunwari, ganyan. So kapag mag-section daw po tayo, lahat po ng nahati, magiging force. So kunwari, mag-section tayo sa gitna. Pag sinection natin yung gitna, yun, mapuputol yan. Tapos lahat po ng naputol, magiging force yan. So magiging force po na ganyan. Okay, so ganun din po dito. So for example, magkakat po tayo ng section dito sa bronze. Ang mangyayari po dyan, magiging force po yung naputol sa bronze. So I would be rewriting the bronze part here. So meron po tayo kunwaring bronze. Ito yung bronze natin, no? Then, meron daw tayong force na 17.79. So, ito, 17.79 kilonewtons yan for pretend. Hirap, sorry. 17.79 kilonewtons. Since naghati po tayo dyan, so nahatip na po tayo dito. So, we would now be having a certain force here. So, magkakaroon na po tayo ng force. And since tension po ito, magiging tension din yan. So, ayan, by simple inspection, kahit mag-summation forces horizontal pa po kayo dyan, this is now automatically equal to 17.79 kilonewtons. So, ganyan po yung magiging approach. Okay, so kapag ganyan, yan na po yung P natin ng bronze. P bronze, so that is equal to 17.79 kilonewtons. Ang tinatanong po ngayon is the stress. So, stress is equal to P over A. So, substituting known values, 17.79 kilonewtons divided by the area of 774 millimeters squared. But once again, if you want to have an answer in terms of megapascal, alisin po natin yan. I-convert po natin to into newtons. So, with that, this is now equal to, so 17.79 times 1,000 divided by 774, and our answer here is equal to 22.98 megapascal. So, newtons per millimeter squared, emphasis, yan. Megapascal yan. Okay, so for aluminum, oh, by the way guys, no, emphasis na naman pala. If this is under static equilibrium, which is, so, try ko lang po mag-summation forces horizontal dyan. So, negative 17.79. So, ito yan. So, plus 40. Ito yan. Plus 8.9. Minus 31.11. 0 po yung answer dyan. So, ibig sabihin under static equilibrium po siya. And with that, guys, kunwari, nung nag-section ka dito, ang kinonsider mo is ito. Oops, ba't nawala naman yung force natin dun sa kaliwa? So, ano to? 31.11. Tama ba? 31.11. So, yan. So, if we would now be considering this part here, parehas pa rin po kayo ng answer. Makukuha nyo pa rin 17.79. Okay, so for the aluminum part, so, ang gawin na naman po natin is I would be cutting a section here. So, kunwari, section BB naman to. Ito, kunwari, section AA. Tapos, mamili kayo kung left or right. Left pa rin mas gusto ko. So, ngayon, meron daw po tayong bronze na nandito. Then, we have the aluminum part. Ito daw po yung aluminum. Pero nga, ulitin ko, hinati na natin yan. Hinati na natin yan. So, in this, meron daw po tayong 17.79 kilonewtons na nandito. And then, we also have a 40 kilonewtons here. So, ito po, 40 kilonewton force po na nandyan. So, mag-assume tayo ng direction. Kunwari, yung direction natin is tension. Kunwari lang naman. So, summation forces horizontal equal to 0, kunwari to the right is positive. So with that, negative 17.79 plus 40 plus kung ano man to. Ano nga ba to? P aluminum. So plus P aluminum. So that is equal to 0. Then solving for P aluminum, magiging negative yan. So maging negative 40 plus 17.79. So this is now equal to, looking at the calculator, negative 40 plus 17.79. So this is now negative 22.21 kilonewtons. So if negative siya, ibig sabihin WAD. Wrong, assumed direction. So ibig sabihin mali to. Dapat po pala compression. So dapat po pala ganito. So, lagay ko po dito, corrected. So, by the way, kapag tinatanong po sa problem, kung tension or compression, ito po tension yan kasi tama yung assumption natin. Ngayon, nagkamali tayo ng assumption, compression pala dapat. Di, ibig sabihin 22.21 kilonewtons compression. So, solve na po natin yung strain. So, strain is equal to, stress pala, sorry. Stress is equal to P over A. So, scroll ko lang po ito pababa sandali. So, substitute in known value. So, 22.21. Multiply na po natin sa 1,000 para maging newtons. Then, divide this by the area. And the area of the aluminum is 1161 mm squared. So, 1161 millimeter squared. So, yan. Teka. Tawag dito. Actually, hinihingal ako ngayon kasi may dumating akong Shopee. Flex ko lang. So, 22. Teka. Balik na po ako dito. So, 22.21 times 1,000 divided by 1161. So, this is now equal to 19.13 megapascal. Tapos, compression. So, hindi ko alam kung nakita nyo. Pinost ko pa actually yung video. Tapos, kinontinue ko lang. And, ayun. Nakasturbo kasi nag-ring phone ko. SKL, kwento lang. Anyway, so, that is for the aluminum part. And for the steel part, so, cut tayo dito naman. Kung natin yung section CC. Then, for section CC, mamili ulit kayo ng side. So, doon tayo sa mas mahirap, left ulit. So, sa left po ulit tayo. So, for the left part, ayoko pala atang left. Right na lang. So, sa right na lang para para onti lang ito-drawing ko. So, with that, ito na po yung maging section natin. So, regardless, left or right, you should have, we should arrive at the same answer. So, kunwari yan, naputol na yan. So, we have a force here, which is 31.11 kilonewtons. So kapag ganyan guys, medyo common sense naman na po na ganito na yung force niyan. So pag ganyan yung force, as you can see, it is towards the member. So ibig sabihin iniipit niya yung member. So ibig sabihin this is 31.11 kilonewtons. And this is compression. So bakit compression? Hindi naman siya wrong assumed direction. Kasi in the first place, yung inassume kong direction, compression agad. So compression, ibig sabihin iniipit. And with that, the summation tuloy. The stress here is equal to P over A. So P is equal to 31.11 kilonewtons. Multiply na po natin sa 1,000 para maging newtons divided by the area of 1032. 1032 millimeters squared. So with that, 31.11 times 1,000 divided by 1032. So our answer here is now equal to 30.145 newtons per millimeter squared or megapascal. So that is our answer here. So ulitin ko lang, no, regardless if you would be choosing this side or this side, we would still be arriving at the same answer if you did it correctly. So there. Okay, so next problem po tayo in here. So the situation here is that the compound bars are restrained at both ends as shown. The change in temperature is 50 degrees Celsius. The aluminum bar has a diameter of 20 mm and the steel bar has a diameter of 15 mm. So the modulus of elasticity for aluminum is 70 gigapascal. And we have the thermal coefficient for steel equal to 0.000116 per degree Celsius. And for aluminum, which is 0.00017 per degree Celsius. Okay, so if this is now our member, so ito po yung compound bars natin. If wala pong change in temperature, if wala pong external load dyan, it means yung reaction natin dito is equal to 0. So pag ganyan, kung meron po sa choices na 0 and wala din pong sinabing change in temperature, 0 po yung answer dyan. Wala pong stress. Walang stress na naganap dito kapag wala naman pong force. However, since it is said in the problem that there is a change in temperature. So as you know, pag meron po tayong change in temperature, materials such as aluminum or steel elongates. So kapag medyo mas mainit po, humahaba po yan. Pag mas malamig po, umiiksi yan. Okay, so in here, since ang change in temperature daw po natin is positive 50 degrees Celsius, ibig sabihin tumaas daw ng 50 degrees Celsius yung mismong temperature natin, the tendency of our aluminum and our steel is to elongate. So ngayon, hahaba to. So hahaba yung aluminum natin, itutulak niya yung steel, tas hahaba din yung steel. So maglalagay po ako dito sa side na to, no? So kapag ganon, yung aluminum parang hahaba yan by this much. Tapos yung steel hahaba yan by this much. And since as you can see that this is a fixed support, merong pader dyan, hindi niya kayang mag-elongate in this manner kasi nga may nakaharang. So in other words guys, itong nakaharang na to, magpo-produce po yan ng force. Itutulak niya yan pabalik. So itutulak niya yan pabalik. And since this here has a support also here and this is under static equilibrium, kung ano man po yung force na yan, ganun din po yung force na nandito. So ganun lang po yan. So paano po ba natin isa-solve to? So meron na po pala tayong answer keys dito, no? So ang mangyayari po dyan, we would be solving for the change of the length due to the temperature. Tapos isa-solve po natin tong P, kung ano man po yung P na yan. So itong P po na to, paano po natin ma-solve yan? Ang tendency po is if meron po tayong pader dito, ibabalik po niya yan sa original na length. So itong P na yan, ma-solve natin sa PL over AE. So ayan. So ibabalik po niya to its original length. So magre-recall po tayo ng formula from surveying, specifically about yung elongation due to temperature natin. So the deformation is equal to alat or alpha times the original length times the change in temperature, or nung nagre-review ako parang alat yung tawag namin dyan. So alpha L delta T. Okay, so ito po yung deformation due to temperature. So ang gagawin po natin ngayon, isolve po muna natin yung total deformation na ito. Tapos i-equate po natin siya sa kung gaano kalaki po yung i-resist ng support na ito. Okay, so anyway. So yung deflection po muna tayo due to temperature. So in here, itong formula po na to gagamitin natin. So alat tuloy, literal na linagay ko. Alpha L delta T times, of the aluminum. So color coding na lang tayo para mas malupit. So LAT, so this is for aluminum. Then this is for steel. So alpha L delta T. Ala, inulit ko na naman yung alat na literal dun. Teka, palitan natin. So alpha L delta T is equal to alpha L delta T. This is for steel. And this is now equal to. So kung ano man po yan, kukontrahin nga po yan netong P na yan. So dito, kapag magkakat po tayo ng section dito sa steel, kahit ano man i-consider mo, left or right, since parehas lang naman po yan ng P, pag isosolve mo din po yung axial stress niyan, P din lang po yung magiging axial stress ng PST. So note po tayo in this case that P is equal to PST is equal to P aluminum. Okay, so ito PST. So PL over AE. So PL over AE ng steel plus PL over AE ng aluminum. Pero note nga po natin, pare-parehas lang po yan, mga yan. So simplifying our equation now. So alpha L delta T ng aluminum plus alpha L delta T ng steel is equal to P. So ito generalized na to. L over AE. So P L over AE, ba't ayaw? So PL over AE ng steel, tapos PL over AE ng aluminum. Okay, so with that, substitute na po natin lahat ng alam natin. So in here, ang alpha natin for aluminum as given in the problem is 0.0017. So 0.0017 times the original length. Ano po yung original length ng aluminum? That is 800 mm. So 800 mm. So color coding na nga lang ulit natin, no? Sorry, ang gulo. So 0.00017 times the original length of 800 mm times the change in temperature of 50 degrees Celsius. So ito kasi per degree Celsius yan. So magka-cancel out yan. Then plus. So ano po yun naman yung sa steel? So sa steel po, that is 0.0000116. So 0.0000116 times what is the original length of steel? That is 1000 mm. So 1000 mm times the change in temperature, which is 50 degrees Celsius. So ito kasi delta temperature na po yan. So siguro ano yan, originally ang temperature is 10 degrees Celsius tapos naging 60 degrees siya. Kaya change in temperature niyan is 50. Okay, so ayan po sa left side ng equation. So this is now equal to PL over AE. Yung P, parehas na lang po itong dalawa. Ulitin ko lang. So P, so dito po siya nanggaling. Times L, ano po yung length ng steel? That is 100 mm. So 1000 mm I should say. Divided by the area of the steel. So the area of a steel is equal to, so meron daw po tayong diameter ng steel na 20 mm. Na 15 mm. So the diameter of steel is 15 mm. So ang area po ng 15 mm diameter is pi over 4 times 15 mm squared. Okay, so PL over AE, ano po yung E ng steel? So ang given lang po dito is aluminum, which is 70 gigapascal. So if it is not given in the problem, the default modulus of elasticity for steel is equal to 200 gigapascal or 200,000. Default po to. So there. So plus, so doon naman na po tayo sa aluminum. And ulitin ko lang po yung P ng aluminum, parehas lang. So P times the original length. Ano po yung original length ng aluminum? That is 800 mm. Divided by pi over 4. So ang diameter po ng aluminum natin, that is 20 mm. So yun po yung diameter niya. So 20 mm quantity squared times, so dito po sa aluminum, hindi po 200,000 ang E niya. So given po sa problem that is 70 megapascal. 70,000 megapascal. Okay, so with that, using our calculator, so yan para magkasya lang. So mag-shift solve na lang po ako. So 0.00017 times 800 times 50 plus 0.0000116 times 1000 times 50. So this is equal to alpha x times 1000 divided by pi over 4 times 15 squared times 200,000 plus alpha x times 800 divided by pi over 4 times 20 squared times 70,000. So shift solve na po natin to. Ang answer po natin dito. So P is now equal to 114,113 newtons. I mean, may 0.44 pa to. Newtons. And since gumamit po tayo ng shift solve, automatic po na ma-store na siya sa X kahit hindi mo pa po i-shift store. So pag pupunta po ako ng alpha X, ayan na po automatic 114,113. So it is needed in the problem that we are to solve for the stress at the aluminum bar. So ulitin ko lang, for our situation, P, kung ano man po yung nasolve natin kaninang P, parehas lang po siya sa ST, pati sa aluminum. Kasi wala naman pong external force dito. So wala naman pong external force of any sort there. Okay, so ito po yung P na nasolve natin, and in order for us to solve for the stress at, ano na ulit yun? The aluminum bar. So stress at the aluminum bar. So P aluminum divided by the area of the aluminum. So P of the aluminum, that is basically equal to 114,113.44 newtons divided by the area of the aluminum. Ano po yung aluminum natin? Ang diameter niya is 20. So pi over 4 times 20 squared. So this is now equal to, so dito alpha x ko na, alpha x divided by pi over 4 times 20 squared. So ang answer po natin dito, 363.23 newtons per millimeter squared or megapascal. So answer natin dito is ayun. Then for number 2, same process. So for steel, that is equal to PST divided by AST. So substituting known values, 114,113.44 newtons divided by pi over 4 times 20 squared. Tawag dito. So yung 20 po natin, I mean 20 squared, yung diameter po natin for this steel is 15 mm. So 15 squared. So this is now equal to, palitan ko lang po dito sa equation natin na 15 yung dalawang yan. So 15 times 15. So 645.75 newtons per millimeter squared. So yan po yung stress dyan. So 645.75 mm squared. So there. Okay, so for the last problem in this video, so the steel rod shown has a diameter of 10 mm. It is fixed to the wall at A, and before it is loaded, there is a gap of 0.2 mm between wall at B prime and the rod. Determine the reactions at A and B prime if the rod, If the rod, so rod pala to, sorry. So if the rod is subjected to an axial force of P is equal to 20 kilonewtons. So neglect the size of the collar. Take the modulus of elasticity equal to 200 gigapascals. So we have an answer key here, whereas FA is equal to 16 kilonewtons and FB is equal to 4.05 kilonewtons. Okay, so how can we solve for this? So as you can see, meron po tayong gap dito. Okay, and we also have a force here of 20 kilonewtons. So if we have a force of 20 kilonewtons here, the tendency of this object is to elongate at this point. So hahaba po siya dyan. And there is a chance na baka abutin pa niya ito. So kapag hindi man po umabot, kunwari bitin, kunwari 1 mm lang yung deformation yan. So automatic po na yung tawag dito, yung reaction po natin at A, that is now equal to 20 kilonewtons. Tapos ito po sa B, 0. Kasi nga hindi naman siya dumikit. However, in this problem, no, hindi po natin alam kung didikit. And it is better if you would be assuming first na didikit siya. Okay. So in here, so ulitin ko lang haba to, and if pumaba man yan, there is a chance na lalagpas po siya dito. And if there is a wall, so if there is a wall here, the tendency of this wall is to push this back to this point. So itutulak niya up until this point. So yun, so let's say that this is now FB and this is now A. So if we would now be having a certain force going towards this direction, so the tendency of FA is also to pull it. So ito po yung FA natin. And this is now FB. Ibahin ko yung kulay para may emphasis. So ulitin ko, we would be having a certain force here, FA. And we would be having a certain reaction here of FB. Okay, so ano po yung approach dito? So ngayon, hindi po ba pwedeng i-check na lang natin if aabot po ba siya dito or not? So with that, alam naman po natin ang deformation is equal to PL over AE. So PL over AE. And meron naman po tayong 20 kilonewtons dito. I-sub na lang sana natin dito para ma-check natin yung deformation if aabot po siya dito. So if you would be doing that, then your answer would be incorrect. Because the force P here should be the internal force of yung member na to. So with that, guys, so kapag ganyan, kapag linagay mo, ba't ko in-erase? Kapag ilalagay mo kasi itong 20 kilonewtons dito sa P na to, magkakamali po kayo ng sagot dyan. And that is because, so, natatandaan nyo po kanina na kapag magkakaroon po tayo ng method of section, so let's say that I would be cutting a section at this point. So mag-cut po ako ng section dyan. It means that if this is now the wall and this is now the member that is cut, so kunwari ito na po yung naputol na section. And ito na po yung i-assume nating P. So i-assume nating P yan ng AC. And meron naman po tayo ditong FA. So meron po tayo ditong FA. So PAC is now equal to FA. So ganito po yung mangyayari. Hindi po 20 kilonewtons but FA. So for example, itong cut na section natin and i-consider natin yung right na i-assume na po natin na didikit siya dyan. It means that if this is the wall, kunwari ito po yung wall natin and ito po siya. Ito po yung section natin. So kunwari at this part, ito yung kwelyo, ito yung collar na nandito. So if you would be cutting a section here, meron po tayong force dito. So we would be having a certain force here na 20 kilonewtons. Pero meron din po tayong FB. So meron din po tayo ditong FB. So kapag ganyan po yung consider nyo, ibig sabihin po yung PAC is equal to 20 kilonewtons minus FB. Or FB minus 20 kilonewtons. Ito pala, nakalimutan ko maglagay ng PAC. So, kunwari ito yung PAC natin. So, if this is PAC, then it means that PAC is now equal to FB. I should say 20 kilonewtons minus FB. So, ganyan po sana yung mangyayari. So, ibig sabihin hindi po natin mairerekta kasi yung elongation nito, PAC, and ito po yung masub natin. So, ibig sabihin hindi nga po. Ang gagawin natin, gagawa tayo ng iba pong approach in such a way na masasatisfy po natin tong equations na to. Okay, I mean equation itong figure na to. Ulitin ko lang, kapag magde-deform po itong PAC, may tendency po na lalagpas siya dyan. And pag lumagpas po siya dyan, kukontrahin po ni FB, ibabalik po niya up until this portion. And this portion here is equal to 0.2 mm. So, pag gagawa po tayo ng equation, ibig sabihin 0.2 millimeters. That is exactly equal to yung deflection po ng AC natin. So, deflection of AC minus the deflection of CB. So, ngayon, itutulak po niya yan. Tutulak niya yan. Pag tinulak po niya yan, tapos lumagpas, ibabalik po na itong FB. So, ayan. So, deflection due to FB. So, lagi ko na lang po dito. Delete natin. Deflection due to FB. So, ulitin ko lang, pag humaba yan, kukontrahin nito, tapos dapat pag kinontra niya, maging answer niyan is 0.2 mm. Okay, so with that, so 0.2 mm is now equal to, so what is this? So, this is now PAC LAC over AE. So, minus, so ano naman po to? So, ito po dapat yung FB natin, kung ano man po yung ikokontra niya. So, FB times L. So, itong length na to, kapag pag kinontra po niya, ang magde-deflect po dyan is just these parts. So, ayun, 800 mm. So, 800 mm. Lagay ko na nga dito, rekta na natin. Divided by AE. So, ngayon, so ulitin ko lang guys, no, itong FB kasi na yan, kapag dumikit yan, and if you would be cutting a section here, di ba ito naman po yung magde-deflect kapag magkaroon po tayo ng force. If you would be cutting a section here, ang mangyayari po dyan, mag-draw lang po ako dito sandali. So, ito po yung wall natin and ito na po yung member. So, let's say that this is now the member. And ito siya. Pag nakat na po natin yan. So, ito na po yung yung force natin. Yung force natin na CB. So, PCB pala to. F tuloy. PCB. Tapos, meron nga tayong resultant dito. So, meron tayong resultant dito ng support. So, ito yung pangongontra niya. That is FB. So, basically guys, itong PCB na to, exactly the same siya with FB. So, sa totoo lang, baka nalito kayo, yung totoong maging equation natin dito, this is PCB times LCB. So, ganyan po talaga. However, due to this fact, yung FB natin, same din na siya sa PCB. Pero, sige, mamaya na nga yan. Dito muna po tayo. So, substituting known values, so 0.2 mm is equal to PAC. So, PAC times LAC. Yung LAC natin, that is 400 mm. Divided by A. Siguro para sa A, guys, since magkaparehas lang naman tong dalawa ng area, so since magkaparehas lang po tong dalawa to ng area, i-solve na lang po natin ng hiwalay yung area. So, area is equal to pi over 4, and it is given in the problem na meron po siyang diameter natin. So, 10 squared. So, this now equal to, so pi over 4 times 10 squared. So that is now equal to 25 pi. So 25 pi. Pero i-store ko na lang po sa A. So shift store sa A. So i-recall na lang po natin na mamaya. So shift store A and then ayun. So A, lagyan natin po ng A dito. And for E, since bakal po yan and it is given in the problem na 200 gigapascal, then 200,000. So 200,000 megapascal. So this is now minus what is PCB. So PCB nga mo nalagay ko. Times LCB of, ano po yung length netong CB na to, that is 800. Divided by A. So same lang naman silang dalawa ng area. Times E. Okay, so we have two unknowns with one equation. So let us now call this as equation number 1. Okay, so meron actually tayong dalawang approach. If this is PCB, so pwede naman tayo mag-cut ng section. Tapos pag nag-cut tayo ng section dito, i-consider natin yung left side, magiging 1 equation, 1 unknown. Pero, sige mamaya na yan. So pwede din actually na kapag mag-cut tayo ng section, ito siya. So with that, pwede nating masabi na PCB is equal to FB. So yan. And using this figure here, we can say that PAC is equal to FA. So yung isang approach natin is to rewrite it like this. So 0.2 mm is equal to, so yung PAC nga, nasabi nga natin dito, that is FA. So FA times 400 divided by A times 200,000 minus PCB. And PCB nga po natin, that is FB. FB times 800 divided by A times 200,000. So we have two equations, two unknowns. Tapos sa approach na to, i-compare natin tong dalawa. So as a whole, if this is now the case, so i-redraw ko po dito sa baba. So meron po tayong pader dito, meron tayong member dyan, meron tayong kwelyo dito, meron tayong pader dito. So assume na po natin na matatamaan po talaga niya. So ayan, and meron daw po tayong force dito na 20 kilonewtons. And inassume nga po natin na ito po yung A. So FA. Tapos meron din po tayo dito na FB. So looking at this summation of forces horizontal, masasabi po natin na 20 kilonewtons is equal to FA plus FB. Or pwedeng negative FA plus 20 minus FB, pero kapag i-simplify nyo, magiging ganito din lang yan. Okay. So with this comparison, we can now say that FB is equal to 20 minus FA. Or 20 kilonewtons, lagi ko yung unit. 20 kilonewtons minus FA. So if I am now to substitute it here, so by the way, if you would be substituting it here, make sure po na naka-newtons to. So with that, FB is equal to 20,000 newtons minus FA. So substituting this, so let's say that this is now equation number 2, and this is now our equation number 1. So substitute equation number 2 in equation number 1. So zoom out ko lang nang makita natin pareho. So with that, 0.2 mm is equal to FA times 400 mm divided by A times 200,000 minus FB. FB na po natin is ito. So that is 20,000 minus FA times 800. So quantity dapat to. Divided by A times 200,000. Okay, so in here, so pwede na po tayo mag-shift solve ng FA. So FA is now equal to, so I'm using our calculator, 0.2 is equal to X or FA times 400 divided by alpha A times 200,000. So, teka, yung 25 pi ba na-store natin? So, i-store pala natin ulit ito. So, just to make sure at medyo may trust issues tayo. Baka nalimutan ko. So, ito po yung area. Shift store natin sa A. So, nasa A na po yan. So, 25 pi. Tama. Okay, so going back here. So, ulitin ko lang. 0.2 is equal to alpha x. Saan na x natin? Times 400 divided by alpha A times 200,000 minus alpha x. Sorry, 20,000 or 20,000 newtons minus alpha x times 800 divided by alpha A times 200,000. So, 200,000 ba yung kabila? Okay. So, with that, shift solve po natin. So, let us solve for the value of x. And this is now equal to 15,951 newtons. And this is now approximately equal to 15.951 kilonewtons. So, 16 kilonewtons po ata yun nandito. So, 16 kilonewtons, but according to this book, renound up niya lang. So, 16 kilonewtons din lang to, no? Okay, so that is for FA. So, for FB, so meron nga po tayo from equation number 2. So, sub FA in equation number 2. So, with that, FB, so, ano na equation number 2 natin? So, that is, so, FB is equal to 20,000 minus 15,951. So, 15,951 newtons. So, kapag ganon, FB is now equal to, so, looking at the calculator, so, answer natin yan. So, 20,000 minus answer. So, that is 4048.67 newtons. So, with that, FB is equal to, so divide nyo po ng 1,000 yan, that is 4.048 newtons. So, ito po yung final answer natin for FB. And from our, from our answer key, so 4.05, so yan po yung sagot. So, exact same. But once again, tulad nga ng sabi ko, this is just one approach. Yung isa pang approach is a little bit more advanced pero same concept. For PCB, so instead of for PCB, instead of making use of this part na pag mag-method of section, pag kunwari mag-method of section tayo sa CB, ang tas i-consider natin is yung left side. Magiging ganito siya. So if this is now the wall, so, ulitin ko lang guys, nasagutan na po natin yung problem pero ito po yung isa pang way. So, if this is now the collar, this is the wall, and dito po tayo nag-section. And meron nga po tayong force dito. So, let's say that this is FA. So, if this is FA, tapos meron nga po tayong 20 kilonewtons dito. So, if this is now, what you call this? If this is now PCB, so for PCB, kapag i-compare po natin dito, PCB is now equal to 20 kilonewtons minus FA. So looking at this, kahit mag-summation of forces horizontal kayo, mapupunta kayo dito sa equation na to. And with that, for PCB, pwedeng irekta na natin to. Kapag irekta na po natin to sa PCB, and i-substitute nyo po ito, papunta dito. Ang mangyayari dyan, masiskip po natin lahat to. Magre-rekta na po tayo dito. So as you can see, 20,000 minus FA, paglilipat mo, marerekta na po. Masiskip na po natin itong steps na to. Rekta na po tayo dito. And masasolve na po agad natin to ng rekta. So those are two approaches but would give you the same answer. So if there are any questions, feel free to chat me or message me. So there.